the right speed, those images seem to come to life to create a magical new world.
Process has always remained the same, to make you, the audience, believe that everything that you see is real.
Today's filmmakers have more tools than ever before. High-tech cameras, super fast computers, but they still rely on a category of effects. So distinctive, they are known as special.
And the oldest type of special effects are called practical effects, which are effects that are shot on set in front of the camera. And our first example of practical effects is models. Universal's 1933 film The Mummy made use of miniature effects, including scale models, like that one from its opening. And you can tell that's model because if you look closely, the real pyramids do not say The Mummy on them. Universal relaunched The Mummy. Believe it or not, that Sphinx that you see there is this Sphinx model that you see here. This is the actual model that's used in making that film. And the attention to detail is incredible. The hieroglyphics, the scaffolding. I think Susan would agree that models are still a great way to fool the camera.
Absolutely. Another filmmaking tool that also fools the camera is the glass mat. In the terrifying film The Birds, the brilliant Alfred Hitchcock had matte paintings created to achieve the eerie look he wanted for the town of Bodega Bay. Take a look at the side screens. In this literal bird's eye view of the town, only the fire and the parking lot were real. Everything else was hand-painted on glass to create a map and then dropped in. And then the footage of the birds was incorporated to complete the effect.
All very cool stuff. So we've shown you two examples of practical effects, models and the glass mat.
And there's also a category of practical effects that involves performers and not just props. Practical stunts!
Somebody say stunts.
Please welcome our special effects show stunt department!
Oh yeah! That was fantastic! Josh came flying in over there, Mike was upside down. Susan, how come you and I didn't get a fancy entrance like that?
Because we're wearing nice clothes. You may not know their faces, but you have seen their work in countless television and movie projects, sometimes as stunt doubles for some of your favorite stars. Let me introduce them. We have Josh Murillo, Alex Wasserman, and our stunt coordinator, Michael DeCamp. Welcome, guys. Michael, is it safe to say that stunt performers almost always double for actors when there's a fight scene?
Absolutely. Most actors do not like to get kicked in the face.
Kicked in the face.
Like so.
Oh, is he okay? That's a yes, you can get set up. Now, when staging a fight, the art of illusion is very important. All the moves have to be realistic enough to fool the camera, but without getting anybody injured. So the performers have to make it look believable. Let me set our scene. Exterior, dark alley, dead of night. A couple of nefarious characters are hanging around. Ready, and action! Needless to say, this isn't the type of thing any of our friends out there should try at home, right?
That'll be quick, Susan. Yeah. Oh, Susan.
Shocking, guys. Don't worry, they will be back. Did you notice the sound effects in that last scene? All those dynamic punches and dumpster hits. Eric, what do we call those added sounds?
Foley! Now you've probably heard the term Foley before. It's the process of adding sounds to films after they've been shot. But how familiar are you with its origins? Jack Foley, he wore many hats. He was a writer, he was a director, he was even a stunt double. But it's when he began producing sound effects for Universal Studios in the early 20s that he truly began to make a name for himself. For over 30 years, he worked here on the lot at Soundstage 10. And if he couldn't recreate a sound on a stage, then he would go out and get it live. In fact, he invented a technique called direct-to-picture, in which he would add sound effects to finished films all in one take. And he had to be completely in sync with the action on the screen, because even one mistake meant he had to start all over again. And to help us imagine what that must have been like, please welcome our first volunteers!
Our friends from California and Mexico!
Oh, yeah! Thank you so much for helping us out, ladies. Now, they are going to demonstrate how these ordinary items can be repurposed to sound like something completely different than what you guys might think. For example, this water bottle could be used to articulate the sound of bones breaking. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? And you kids can try that at home, because parents love it when children pretend to break their bones. Take a look at your side screens. We're going to show you a split screen. On one side, you're going to see the hit comedy Identity Thief with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. On the other side, you're going to see Universal's Foley artists hard at work.
Now, I have a plan.
Now, that looks pretty easy, right? We'll find out. That's a clip that they are going to Foley. But first, let's talk about the tools that we have up here on the stage. Over here, we've got a crash box. It's a wooden box that's going to make the sound of crashes. Over here, we've got some sneakers. Those will sound like running. Over here, we've got 2 reams of paper and a cutting board. Those will sound like bodies are hitting the ground. Over here, we've got 2 boxing gloves. Those will sound like the punch in the throat and the slaps on the face. And then down here at the end, we've got a cowbell. This will be used for the moment where the panini maker hits her in the back of the shoulder. And then this is where we get crazy. Really use your imaginations here, because these handcuffs are going to sound like handcuffs. Give that to you. All right, you guys ready to do this? You'll be watching this monitor right here. All right? If you guys are ready up in the booth, let's roll sound, speed, and action. Nice! Give her a round of applause! Well done, ladies! That's great! Come to me! I think you guys have a little sound effect in there. And I loved her on the boxing gloves. It looked like she was dancing at a wedding. Guys, stand along this line right here, all right? Now, you probably noticed that the clips seem kind of empty. Well, now we're going to put in their sound effects and we'll see how they did. Take a look at your side screens.
Get over here and give me your wrist.
Okay.
Now, I have a plan.
Hey, girl. Good. And finish. Nailed it. Give her a applause. Take it out. Take it out.
Well done, ladies. While Universal has made great films in every genre, the studio really made a mark over the years, creating some of the industry's most terrifying thriller and horror films. Let's take a peek. Universal monsters. We have the cats of Dracula, Chucky and his bride, Michael Myers, Imhotep from The Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, and Mother Bates. The perfect setting for our next demonstration.
That's right, joining us all the way from the Bronx. Everyone say hi, Nika. Hi, Nika.
Hello. So Nika was picked for her very impressive scream. So Nika, let's say to you, we're face to face with Norman Bates. Let's all hear how you would scream.
Yeah! I didn't do a spiritual experience.
Love it. As you saw in that fight earlier, stunt performers have to have a very high pain threshold. So my question is, do you?
Well, do you? Oh, she threw her voice. That was amazing.
There you go. Well, this next demonstration involves movie blood. Does anyone know what Alfred Hitchcock used for movie blood in the original Psycho? Shout it out. Actually, chocolate syrup.
Yeah, actually, it was chocolate syrup. Psycho was a black and white film, so it didn't matter what color the blood was back then. But nowadays, movie blood has to be much more realistic.
Thank you for giving us a hand.
Literally. You can go ahead and give me your right arm. Now, it's at this point in the show where I need to remind the kids. Please, do not try this at home.
Yeah, try it at a friend's house. Great, so put your palm up so I get right to the vein.
That's
right,
very
perfect.
nice.
Hold it still. Ready?
Ah! Susan, what are you doing?
What?
No, we're not going to use a machete at Nika.
We are kidding.
All right.
I'm not going to use this machete.
No.
I have a sharper knife. Take a look at the side screens and scream on 3, Nika. 1, 2, 3! She's okay. This is a classic cinematic horror technique, a Hollywood blood knife. Take a look. This is a false blade with a cutout for her arm. Comes out of the handle like that. Meanwhile, though, I am squeezing movie blood from this bulb back here so that it comes out of the tube right where the notch is. Makes a mess, but only works with a great volunteer. Give it up for Nika, everybody.
Spectacular, that's the good news. The bad news is I got some of that blood all over my fancy pants, alright? So I'm gonna give you her phone, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, Nika, come with me. Now I promised you a photo, right? For putting you through all that. If you want to set up the camera on your phone, I will take your picture on our stage. Perfect, so yeah. There we go. So I will take it of you. Let me pose you with our classic Universal monsters. You have a spotlight right down here. And on 3, let's hear the amazing scream one more time, Nika. Ready? 1, 2, 3. in your face. We can. Take a look at the side screens. Look at that perfect